Hello dear friends to yet another module on this MOOC on photojournalism. Today we are very fortunate to be with Mr. Avinash Pasricha, who has more than 60 years of experience of working in the field of performing arts photography and also 40 years of experience of working as a photo editor of the Span magazine. Let us hear from him, from the master, what he has to tell us about what he learned and what he has given to the world through his photography.
I did not have much of a ear for classical music, although my wife had learned classical music from the Gandharva Mahavidyalaya. They had an annual Vishnu Digambar festival, and which was in those days, in 66, held in Sapru House. And those days, interestingly, up to that time, people used flash on the camera to record images on stage. And there was a new film and a new developer that would allow you to take pictures without flash. So I attempted that and shot 4 rolls of film, which are some of my best music pictures taken even today. Because I had no ear, but I had an eye for capturing mood. That's the essence of performing arts photography, with how to capture mood, whether it's a musician or a dancer or whoever else is performing. So your focus is on seeing the performance or capturing that moment. And it's interesting, in those days with film, you could capture the moment. And so you start looking at how light affects your subject. Whether one-side light makes it look better, you get better modeling with light. And you will need a fill-in light. You may need a fill-in reflector. So that understanding of light and composing it accordingly because of that light would produce the picture. So your thinking as to seeing as to first your mind sees the subject, then you see the composition, then you see the lighting, then you see light control or light balance. Even in my photo editor or photojournalistic days, you had gone to a site to take pictures along with the writer. The writer is taking notes and will bring pile full of notes to write the story when they come back, and plenty of time to do that. Your time may be half an hour, maybe half a day, or whatever else. So you have to think then, where's the story in the picture? You have to compose the picture according to the magazine. Most magazines require a vertical picture for the cover or inside pages. Or you can think of a good panoramic pictures, then you shoot this way. So your thinking of composing the frame starts when you become a photographer, whether photojournalistic or performing arts, or how it might be used. And the best way of is your thinking starts, as I said, in composing the frame. One of the most famous photojournalist photographer was Henri Cartier-Bresson in France. He had a small Leica he used to carry around and compose his frame and wait for the moment, so there may be something may move, and capture that moment. He was here when Gandhi died, and he took some iconic pictures at that Sardar Patel, the place where Gandhi died. Similarly, the journalistic photographer also has to anticipate what the journalistic photographer who goes to do a story on an institution has to look. There may be good patterns, but the story is not in the patterns. The story, it has to be a powerful picture telling the story. Now that is what makes picture. You have to think. So there are a lot of, what shall I say, any number of non-thinking photographers, cell phone camera users doing photography, irritating me and my wife all the time. We go to a concert every evening just to enjoy ourselves, enjoy music, enjoy dance, maybe enjoy film. So that keeps us moving to see something rather than sit and watch the television at home. So that's what's keeping me going. Even I'm 83 today, but I enjoy myself, enjoy my camera. Even though my hand shakes for food, it does not shake for the camera.
So, sir, can you tell our students about what are the differences you feel because you have worked on both the cameras?
Well, with the analog or the film cameras, one of the things about it is that you record the instant. In digital cameras, unless you have a very high-end digital camera, there is a split-second delay. And let's say if the dancer's hand is there and you click, you get it down. So you have to anticipate that this hand is going to go on, and you click at this moment of time, and then you will get that. So that ability to anticipate, which means your concentration is complete in what's happening on stage. Similarly, even with the music, you miss the hand that the musician does. Otherwise, if the musician just sings in front of the mic, it does not mean anything. You know, he may be speaking or speeching or what. How is that going to show? So you wait till there's gesture. Then you choose an angle which shows me there may be surmandal that you want to include his hand movement. There may be a tanpura at the back. But if you include everything else, then the mood of the particular artist goes. So you have to focus your attention as to frame. So what does the photographer do? He looks, chooses his frame, and clicks at the right moment. So the most important point for the photographer is to look why he wants it, compose his frame, what is to be included, and then wait for that moment when he will get that picture. And with digital, he has to even anticipate the moment before he can click. So that is what makes a lot of difference. So most people with the cell phone cameras just go madly. And in fact, not only madly, they disturb the audience by raising their hands and trying to capture from up. So it's very annoying, but what to do? They're enjoying themselves or more enjoying their toy. The cell phone has become today the common man's toy, whether it's children or women or old people. I've seen old women enjoying themselves with their cell phone. So life is changing that way because photography that way has become easy for everybody. They don't have to learn about aperture, exposure, film speed, shutter speed. None of these matter to them. What matters that if they can compose, and even they don't bother to compose, you can see them doing bad shots. But what do? You don't tell them. They're enjoying themselves because it's a toy that they enjoy.
Sir, what do you say, especially to the younger generation, that all of us are using mobiles to take photography? Like you said, anybody can take a photograph. What makes the difference? What separates an ordinary photograph from a good photograph? What you think is a good photograph? My second question is, what are the qualities that we need to have within us to be able to make that picture? What is needed from us?
Well, the interesting part of the cell phone camera, let's say, is that they are autofocus, they are auto exposure. You don't have to set anything. You just have to compose it. That's where the people can pay attention. They can enlarge the portion they want to some degree, depends on the quality, or even the other camera. If you're using the regular cameras, you still need to compose your frame. If you're using a zoom lens, how much closer you want to go, how much you should include or want to include in the picture. So your mind first thinks, okay, what is my frame? You think about the frame. And then the second part, after the lighting all right, is where I'm shooting from all right, or can I choose another angle to shoot from? That would make a difference. This may not be. I shoot a lot from my seat these days, but I choose a seat that would give me a good view that I want. That's the kind of view I want. Other people will sit anywhere and think they're getting great. You see, they're enjoying the camera more than trying to capture. And then the best part is when to click. The mood happens only for a split second. And with digital, unfortunately, you may miss that split second. With film, it was a little easier. But with digital, you have to anticipate. Because this fellow has been doing this. So if he's going to do it again, I click before he does it again. So that's why I say it's meditation, because you're concentrating and seeing for yourself what's happening on stage. And that's why I say it's my form of meditation, because my mind won't run anywhere else. My mind may be listening to some music through the ear, but it is concentrating on the frame, on what's happening on stage, and composing the frame that makes the picture.